The federal judge there in the Southern District of New York has just sentenced Sean Diddy Combs to 50 months in prison. 4 years and a little bit over 4 years in prison for those two counts, those two prostitution-related counts. Of course, this is a blow to Sean Diddy Combs, who had been asking for just 14 months in prison. It's also not what the prosecutors had asked for, which had been far greater, 11 years in prison, and he has received 4 years in prison. Now, the judge still on the bench talking about where he will be housed and, of course, the fine. I want to go back to Chloe Melas, who's standing by for us outside the courthouse. Chloe, if I have you, obviously this is a blow for Sean Diddy Combs. He's been behind bars for roughly 13 months. He had been asking essentially for time served, and today the judge saying no, 4 years.
Here's the thing, Laura. Sean Combs was facing life in prison, okay? There was a 2-month, highly watched trial all over the world for 2 counts of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy. He could have gone to prison for potentially the rest of his life. And remember, the mandatory maximum here was 20 years. Although this is a blow to Sean Combs' legal team, this is actually a good day for Sean Combs, because if he gets time served and he gets some time off for good behavior, he's going to go home to his family. He will get a chance to be a functioning member of society and make good on the things that he said today when he addressed the judge. You know, the judge also said that this is about deterrence. He wants to make an example of Combs to abusers and to victims. He also talked about, the judge talked about the brutal beating of Cassie. He called it savage. He talked about the gashes, the bruises, the broken down doors, and plying Cassie with drugs. He said that there has to be a significant sentence given as an example to people, right? He also brought up something, Laura, which I found really interesting, that after the government executed their search warrants of his homes, that Combs still had another freak-off. So again, Combs, he will find out where he's going, potentially in a matter of days. If we don't find out today, he's going to have to pay that $500,000 fine. But again, it's better than what he was looking at just a couple months ago. And, you know, we've talked to experts and a prison consultant by the name of Craig Rothfeld, who represents Luigi Mangione, Harvey Weinstein. He doesn't work with Weinstein, and he might, and he gets people ready for federal prison. Anything will be better than the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, where Combs even talked in his letter to the judge, saying that he doesn't even have fresh air. He doesn't have sanitary water. Now, these are things that the MDC denies. They say that they do have humane conditions there. But again, Combs, he's going to be able to take classes. He'll be able to teach those business classes that he's teaching at MDC, and life will be better for him. Obviously, he'll be able to have visitation with his family, access to email, access to classes, books. But again, yes, he's going to spend some time in prison, but at some point, Combs is going to get out. I also want to tell you, though, that the judge just said a few moments ago, I want to speak to the strong women who came forward to tell the world their stories of courage. Jane and Cassie Ventura have been through abuse and trauma, and we couldn't imagine a great modern love story, which was something that was said during Mark Agnifalo's closing arguments, where he compared Cassie Ventura and Sean Combs' relationship to a great modern love story. And that's where even the jury started laughing at that moment. I was in the courtroom when he said that. So the judge is bringing up multiple instances in which he does not agree with the arguments that Combs' team was made. But again, this is a big blow to the prosecution, Laura, who wanted more than 11 years for Combs.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.